Hello again, I'm Stuart Payne with another fresh story. This is an old favorite of mine called Wilfred by Ryan Higgins. Wilfred, as you can see, is a big hairy giant. And on the back we learned that every giant needs a friend. Wilfred. Our story begins in a faraway land where there once lived a lonesome giant named Wilfred. Wilfred was humongous and hairy. And the thing that he wanted most of all in the whole wide world was a friend. And one day Wilfred came across a little town with little people in it. And these little people were very unusual. They didn't have a single hair on their heads, not even the ladies. In this odd little town, there were little bald children playing everywhere. And when Wilfred saw that, he wanted to join in. So he did. But when he did, look what happened. They all ran away. Well, almost all. Everyone ran off except for this one very brave little boy. He looked up at that big hairy giant and he goes, "Hey, sit!" And Wilfred sat. So the boy said, "Stand on one foot." And Wilfred did that too. And then he got to thinking. He says, "All right, play golf." And Wilfred did. He says, "Hey, play the ukulele." And he did. Then he says, "Do my math homework." Now, I don't know if you can see this very well. Wilfred did the boys' math homework. He says 3 + 4 = fish, right? He says 9 - 5 is 13/16. You're going to have to trust me on this one. Do not let Wilfred do your math homework. He's not very good at it. And here, they're playing some pirate games. And they had so much fun together that they decided, "Hey man, you should come back again tomorrow so we can have some more fun." Okay. And then Wilfred headed home. He headed through town. And it says, some of those little bald-headed townspeople got to looking at that big hairy giant with all that hair. And they don't have any. So they came up with a rather mean idea. They said, "Excuse me, sir, but, we don't allow big hairy giants in this town. So if you're going to come around here, you're going to have to either stop being big or stop being hairy." Now, Wilfred could not stop being big. That's just how he was. But he could stop being hairy if he let those little bald-headed people cut off all of his hair. And he did. And they did. And without his hair, as you might imagine, Wilfred did not want to leave his nice, warm, toasty fire in the cave. So there he sat, while his friend, the little boy, was out here waiting for his friend to come back and play. I mean, he's ready. He's got his golf clubs. He got a banjo today. Big pile of snowballs and a frown on his face because, where's my friend Wilfred? Well, the boy says he went trudging back into town when he was met with a big hairy surprise. Yeah, some of those little bald-headed people in this bald-headed town were not bald-headed anymore. And he says, "Hey, where'd you guys get all that hair?" And they said, "Oh, we got it from this big hairy giant, and we tricked him out of it." How's it look? Well, the boy knew that all that hair had to come from his friend Wilfred. And being a good friend, he wanted to help his friend. So here's what he did. He ran home and he decided to make some giant mittens out of the blankets on his bed. Hopefully Mama will understand we're trying to help a friend here. Then he ran outside into the night, into the snow, trying to find his friend. But that night a blizzard rolled in with great blustery gusts of wind that tossed that boy around like a little bald-headed snowflake. Yeah, carried off those giant mittens he'd made. And in the face of disaster and in danger of getting frostbite, the boy tried to stay calm, but he could not. "Somebody help me!" he shouted. Well, the snow fell and the wind blew all night long. And the next morning, the town awoke minus one tiny member. Yes, the boy was missing. So the town sent out a search committee. They looked and they looked and they looked for the lost little boy. Well, they looked until they found him. And they found him safe and warm. Because in the middle of the night, when the boy shouted, "Somebody help me!" Wilfred did help him. He came and found him, hugged him up close and warm all night long. And when the little townspeople saw that, that's when they realized they realized, first of all, that this big giant was a true hero. He had saved this little boy. And then they remembered how they had tricked him out of his hair. And they decided they were going to make it right. So some of the people ran back to town and got some nice warm blankets for Wilfred. They built him a nice warm campfire to warm up his rather large purple toes. And they made a giant cup of hot chocolate. But best of all, they took off all of those wigs that they had made from Wilfred's hair. And they sewed them back together into a big, hairy, giant suit for Wilfred to wear. And that is how Wilfred ended up with a zipper and a huge smile on his face and one very best friend. And I think it's safe to say that these two lived happily ever after. The end. So, it's a story of friendship and redemption. Discuss. And I'll see you again soon. Thanks for coming. On behalf of Read 20 and the Readmobile, I hope you find a lot of time to read some books while you're not in school. Be sure and check back. We have a lot of new videos coming up, a lot of new books and stories, lots of words and ideas to have fun with. All right, see you later.